Hello and welcome to another mini lesson with Miss Marcia. Today we're going to be talking about hospital inpatient services. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get right into it. Like I said, this is just a mini lesson for you guys to get a little bit of knowledge. Now, I want to bring your attention to that there are on the on the three components, I am using the initials. For example, D is for detailed, and SL is straightforward or low. So let's get into it. So I want to call your attention to page 23 of your CPT. And at the bottom, it says initial hospital care, new or an established patient. The following codes are used to report the first hospital inpatient encounter with the patient by the admitting physician. Okay, so initial means the first encounter, initial first encounter, and that's going to be very important. So let's get into these codes. The codes are going to start on page 24, and the first code for initial hospital care is 99211. So again, that is a detailed or comprehensive history, a detailed or comprehensive exam, and MDM is straightforward or low, a DDL. Now let me roll up a little bit. Let's look at our, I'm sorry, and let's talk about the time for 99211. That is going to be 40 minutes. Now remember, we're talking about hospital time, when the doctor initially comes in to talk to you and all of that good stuff. So that's the reason the times are so much greater than normally. So a 99222, its three key components are comprehensive history, comprehensive exam, and medical decision-making of moderate complexity. It's a CCM. Now, I'm hoping that you guys are writing these as we're going along by your bullet points underneath your codes. So the time on a 99222 is going to be 50 minutes. A 99223, there are that key component, those three key components are going to be CCH, and the time is 55 minutes. So let's talk about what is the definition of inpatient. A patient who stays in the hospital while under treatment. Now that could be observation too. So I left a key word out on purpose because I wanted to talk to you about it. An inpatient is going to be a patient that has been admitted, an admitted patient. All right, let's move down. Now we're going to go into subsequent hospital care. So subsequent hospital care starts on page 24 and it goes through 25. So let's talk a little bit. What is subsequent hospital care? So we're going to read underneath that. It says all levels of subsequent hospital care include reviewing the medical record and reviewing the results of diagnostic studies and changes in patient status. Okay, so subsequent is going to be everything after initial. So the initial is the first encounter. Subsequent is every encounter thereafter until you hit discharge. And then we'll talk about discharge in a minute. So a 99231, three components are PPSL, problem-focused history, problem-focused exam, straightforward or low decision-making. And the time for that is 15 minutes. 99232, key components are EEM. So what does the EEM stands for? It stands for expanded problem-focused interval history, expanded problem-focused exam, and your medical decision-making is of moderate complexity, and your time there is going to be 25 minutes. 99233, the three components are DDH, which is going to be detailed history, detailed exam, and high level of medical decision making. And the time is going to be 35 minutes. So let's imagine that we're in the hospital. You've been admitted, you got into your hospital bed, the doctors come in, that's your initial. So you go to bed that night, you sleep, and the doctor comes back to see you the next morning. That is the subsequent. Now, depending on, in his notation, how long he spent with you is going to determine which code you're going to use. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is hospital discharge services. Those are found on page 26. So a 99238 is 30 minutes or less, and a 99239 is more than 30 minutes. So the doctor talked to you initially, you got into your room, did all the stuff. The next morning you get up and the doctor comes in and he talks to you and you did your subsequent. But the next day when you get up, doctor says you're good to go, you can go home, so they're going to discharge you. So you have to choose between these two codes, 99238 and 99239. You're going to be looking at how long the doctor says he spent. So if no time is indicated on the medical record, you must use a 99238. So say that you're coding in a hospital setting and the doctors are not easy to get a hold of and they didn't indicate 30 minutes or, oh, wait a minute. I have another typo. Oh, no, I don't. This is less than 30 minutes. This is more than 30 minutes. Sorry about that. So there is no time indicated on the medical record and you can't get a hold of the doctor. What are you going to do? You're going to code the lesser of the codes, 99238. And only the attending physician should bill for the discharge. So per guidelines, for a patient admitted to observation or inpatient status on the same day, the services should be reported with codes 99234 through 99236. All right, well, that is our mini lesson on inpatient hospital care. Please get into your CPT manual and begin to label your bullet points under each code. Have a good day, and I can't wait for the next mini lesson, which is going to be on consultations. Have a good day. Bye-bye.